A lot of people maybe don't know the benefits of putting your property for sale by auction. So we've got Frank Lawrence here from H&M Perry and Mandurah, who's a recent state auctioneering champion. Now then, Frank, a lot of people maybe don't know the benefits of auctioning a property. What are they, in your view?
Well, the benefits are many for both the buyer and the seller. From the seller's perspective, it allows them to set a time period of when the property is going to be sold. It also allows them to dictate the terms, so they don't have to wait for finance to be approved or building inspections to be done, that type of thing. From the buyer's perspective, they know exactly where their offer is at any point in the procedure. So when you make an offer to purchase a property, sometimes the seller comes back and says, "I'm sorry, I've accepted another offer." Or sometimes the seller comes back and says, the agent comes back to you and says the seller has got another person in the pipe.
Now you're a real estate agent, but you're also an auctioneer.
Correct.
So how did that develop? You becoming a salesman of property, but then, I'm going to go and be the auctioneer on the day?
Well, a little bit because of the uniqueness of the auction method. So it gave me a string to my bow as a salesperson, as a real estate salesperson, that others didn't have. And also I'm interested in the auction procedure. It's a very old method of sale and it has numerous benefits for both buyers and sellers.
Now I'm standing here by your wonderful trophy, which you've now won for the third year in a row, which I think puts you into the Australasian Auctioneering Championships.
That's correct, later in Hobart in September this year.
And you've recently won the WA State Award. Now, what was that like? And just tell us a little bit about what happened on the day and winning that trophy.
Well, just quickly, auctioneers have a 15-minute time period in which to conduct the auction. People are planted within the crowd to ask particularly difficult questions.
Put you off and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
The bidding scenario is set so that sometimes you get some interesting numbers come up. $1,477,750, for example.
Right.
And you've got to continually add the bids in your head.
You've got no one there helping you. I've been to auctions and there's been usually an assistant helping you write down the bids. Here you've got to do it all yourself.
That's correct. I prefer to do it myself because it allows you to react immediately and without having to check on what somebody else has added up.
Okay, well, we've asked a few other people also who do auctions in WA about why they auction and how to make a good auction. So we'll just listen to some of their answers.
Well, traditionally you auction a property because it's got a special feature, water views or a large home, but the reality is it's all about motivation. The seller's motivated to meet the market with a great marketing campaign in a short time frame. Auction works very well.
I think the auction process here, the buying public is probably not as sophisticated as they are in the eastern states and elsewhere in the world. They always feel that if an auction, or historically they felt if a property were going to auction that there was some kind of problems like a mortgagee auction. But I think as time goes by, people are becoming more and more used to having auctions and realize that it's the fairest way of determining a price.
It's mainly up to the salesperson on the day. The auctioneer is basically just your mouthpiece on the day. If it's run properly, you will have bids and you will have the property sold for a great price on the day. The way it works best, the way that I do it, is I like to work with the salesperson so that the vendors know exactly what's going on, the marketing comes together on the day, and the auction is held under the proper rules and regulations, and it's done professionally.
All right, Frank, I'd like to ask you the same three questions quickly. What makes a property suitable for auction?
I don't subscribe to the view that particular properties are more suitable for auction than others.
Right.
I subscribe to the view that the auction option is something that suits a particular seller's circumstances.
Right. And how do you make the day go well?
Well, obviously there's preparation, but really the best part of an auction day is when you're dealing with buyers who have already done their homework in the lead up to the auction, so you're dealing with people immediately who are in a position to act.
Right. And why then, if there are so many benefits to auction, why is it only 1 in 20 properties here for sale in WA are put through with auction, whereas over east it's sort of 70%, I think?
Yes, you're right, Charlie. The auctions in the eastern states are very popular. In Western Australia, I think it's just a matter of people not being given the opportunity or the option being presented to them. So It's not a commonplace thing here, so really you have to go out of your way to find the information out.